Okay. Welcome to Wrangell, Alaska. It's a beautiful day. Happy 4th of July. I'm so excited that you hopped on with me. Thank you. We're just going to take a
Happy
moment.
for us.
Yeah. We're just going to take a moment where whatever feels best for you to, whatever posture, right? You can be in Sukhasana. If you'd like to lay on your back, go ahead. Whatever feels good. We're just going to take a moment, whatever space you're in, wherever you're at, just to connect to one another virtually and to the space around us. So if you want to just find that coziness, if it feels okay for you to close your eyes, go ahead and do so. And we're just going to take a moment here to connect to our breath, turn our attention inward. I don't know if you plan to go downtown today, Gabrielle, but it's going to be a really busy day if you do. And we just might need to restore or energize ourselves, bring our energy back in before being around so many people. But if you don't intend to go downtown, then you'll just be nice and energized up, or at least contained. So let's bring our awareness to our breath. Let's notice how it's feeling in the body. Notice the quality of the breath. And we'll start to bring that breath down just a little bit deeper into the belly. Really let the belly pull away from the spine. And as you exhale, allow the belly to soften back in. Continue to take some nice deep rounds of breath just like that, really filling up and softening as you release. To get into rhythm with one another, we're going to breathe in to a count of 4. So let's breathe in together in through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top of the breath for 1, 2, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold out 1, 2, and inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 1, 2. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold 1, 2. Take 2 more rounds of breath like that with that 4 count in, holding, and then 4 count out. When you've released your breath for the second time, just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And before we begin to move, I just would like to share with you that this flow we're going to do together today is based around the concept of freedom, as it's being the 4th of July here in the United States. Freedom is a buzzword that we're using, and I'd like us just for a moment to contemplate what freedom means within ourselves. What does freedom feel like in your body? Maybe let bubble up out of the memory when the last time you felt that sense of freedom. And then is there a place associated in the body where you feel that sense, when you feel that expansion, that let go? And with most things in our world, we deal in polarities. So we have to have the opposite, right? We have to know sadness in order to know love. We have to feel heat in order to feel coolness. Same is true for this idea of freedom. So the opposite of freedom might be captivity, being stuck, being controlled. So we're going to play with those two feelings today, pulling in the energy and then really letting it go. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Let's hold at the top. Hold for as long as you can until it feels a little bit uncomfortable. And then when you're ready to release, let's open the mouth and sigh it out. Do that 2 more times. Pull a deep breath in through the nose. Hold at the top. Continue to hold, hold, hold. When you're ready to let go, really drop the shoulders, open the mouth. One last time. Pull the breath in. Hold at the top. When you're ready to let go, release the shoulders. Let the elbows be heavy. Sigh it out the mouth. And let your breath just come into whatever shape it'd like to be in. And before we open the eyes and move into tabletop, if you'd like to set an intention for yourself today, now would be a good time. And again, coming back to this idea of freedom, is there something that you would like to let go of that is holding you back? Something that maybe if it wasn't in your life, you would feel just a little bit more free. Let's blink our eyes open. Maybe just bring your hands along your thighs or open and close them. I'm outside, so it's a little bit cooler, so I might rub my hands together. And then we'll make our way into a tabletop position, okay? So finding our tabletop, we're going to stack our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees. Pull the belly in just slightly and gaze at the hands. Gaze at the space between the hands, spreading all of your fingers nice and wide. Pressing into the mat with your fingertips. Maybe find a little space underneath the palms of your hands. Taking some cat-cows here, we'll inhale, belly pulls toward the earth as the heart shines forward and the tailbone lifts. Your exhale will round through your spine as your chin comes into the chest and your tailbone lengthens to the mat. Again, inhaling, pulling heart forward. And exhale, rainbowing through the back. Continue to move with your breath. Always, always feel free to move outside of my cues, maybe rounding through the hips or sending the hips back toward the heels. Just really doing anything to wake up the spine and the body. You're ready, let's meet back at a neutral spine. Turn myself this way. And we're going to take a threading of the needle here. So press into that left hand just a little bit more. And we'll inhale to float the right hand high as we twist through the torso. With your exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left. Bring the right cheek to the mat. Press the back of the right arm into the floor, and the left hand can stay by the face, or you can walk it up to the top of the mat. You can turn on the Ujjayi breath here, the breath that comes in and out of the nose, helping create a little bit of heat and help keeping our focus, our mental capacity in the moment, in the present time. extend breath into the back of that right shoulder blade. If your left arm is extended long, go ahead and walk it back toward the face. Press into the mat with the left hand and inhale the right arm back high to the sky. Exhale, float it down to the mat. Let's go ahead and take a round of cat-cow here. Inhale to shine the heart. Exhale to round the spine. Coming to that neutral spine again, we'll move to the opposite side. Inhale to peel the left arm high. And exhale, thread it underneath the right armpit. Our left cheek now comes to the earth. Right hand can stay by the face, or you can walk it to the top of the mat. Really press into the floor with the back of the left arm. Feel a nice little stretch in that left shoulder blade. Return the right hand next to the face if it was up at the top of the mat. And with your next inhale, press into the floor and extend the left arm back up to the sky. Exhale, float it down. Take a round of cat-cow here. And come back into that neutral spine. We're going to tuck our toes underneath. Really spread those fingers wide again. We'll take an inhale here. Begin to hover the knees off of the earth. Then send the hips to the sky for your first down dog. You can walk out the dog. Bring your feet as wide as the mat if you wish. Just waking up the backs of the legs, the knees. When you've walked your dog out, we'll bring the feet about hip width apart. Let's bend the knees real deeply here so that we can bring our belly toward the top of the legs and then extend the legs. And then just repeat that a couple of times, bending and extending. Take one more round there, bend and extend. And then find a happy medium. I like to bend my knees pretty generously so that I can send my sits bones really wide so that I have a nice line of energy between my tailbone and crown of the head. And sometimes it's helpful to think about the inner thighs spinning toward the sky, and that can help create that sensation of the widening of the low back. Take another deep breath in here. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, gaze at your hands, and exhale, gently walk your feet forward to the top of the mat. Keep the torso hanging heavy over the legs. Keep a nice little bend in your knees. We'll grab opposite elbows here and take a sway from side to side. Steady that sway, bring the hands beneath the shoulders. Chin is slightly tucked in toward the chest so that the back of the neck is nice and long. And we'll inhale to peel up, hands onto the shins, back is flat, and we'll engage the shoulder blades onto the back. Pressing again into the shins and finding length between the tailbone and the crown of head. Take a nice deep breath in here. And exhale, round back down over the legs. This time we'll bend the knees deeply. Bring the chin in toward the chest so that the crown of the head is pulling toward the ground. As you inhale, begin to slowly round up through your spine, moving at whatever pace feels good, but keep your head nice and tucked. Let it be the last to come up. Once you arrive in your Tadasana, just give yourself a moment. Let the blood flow where it needs to go. And then we'll just adjust our Tadasana so that our feet are hippish width apart. We have a little softness in the knees. Tailbone is lengthening to the floor. We'll inhale the shoulders up toward the ears and exhale, glide the shoulder blades onto the back. Moving through three sun salutations, I'll offer 3 different modifications. Okay, here we go. Inhale to float the arms out and up. Exhale, find your forward fold, soft knees. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back into your plank. First modification will bring our knees to the floor, and then exhale, lower the torso all the way to the mat. Release the tops of the feet, forehead down, hands next to the chest. We'll inhale, peel up into our baby cobra, forehead, chin, and chest rise. Exhale, slowly lower it back down. Tucking our toes, inhale, press into the mat on hands and knees through tabletop. Lift the hips to your downward facing dog. Right away, we're going to inhale to the balls of the feet, gaze at the hands, and exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, round back down. Inhale, come to stand through a flat back. Reverse your swan dive. Come all the way to stand. Arms will extend overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to move right away. Inhale, ground down, lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step to the back of the mat. Staying on our toes or coming down onto your knees. If you wish, we'll inhale to shift forward over the hands slightly and exhale, lower down one straight unit, toes to crown to the floor. Peel up, inhale, baby cobra, forehead, chin, and chest lift. Stay lifted, tuck the toes, press into hands and knees through tabletop, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the balls of the feet, gaze forward, and exhale, step to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one, here we go. Inhale, ground and lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump to the back of the mat. Using one of the modifications we've taken already or moving through staying on your toes, we'll exhale to hover above the floor. And inhale, peel up into upward facing dog, kneecaps off the mat, hips off the mat. Shine the heart forward. Press all 10 toes into the mat. Take another inhale here in up dog. Exhale, belly to spine. Lift the hips to the sky. Roll over the tops of the feet. Downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of the feet. Gaze forward. And exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, peel up, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Extend the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes here. Just check in with how the body feels after just those 3 sun salutations. And we'll blink our eyes open and we'll move into our first little flow. Hands next to the hips. We're going to do lots of chair pose today, okay? So inhale, send the seat down as the arms graze down and come up. Find your chair pose. We're going to send that tailbone to the back of the mat. Bring the belly button in and be able to wiggle all 10 toes. Yeah. Begin to send the weight into the right foot, peeling the left heel off of the mat. Inhale again, sink a little deeper. Exhale, send the left foot to the back of the mat to find your high lunge. I'm going to turn this way for you. Align your hips so that left hip is coming forward, right hip's pulling back, belly button is in. Hands can be extended at heart center or at your hips. We're going to stay here for 3 rounds of breath. We'll inhale to float the arms high to the sky. Exhale, framing the front foot. Turn this way for us. We're going to step the right foot back halfway and spin the toes toward the outer edge, the right edge of our mat. We're going to move into a modified side plank. So left hand's going to come a little bit forward to the top of the mat. We're going to spin that left foot onto the pinky edge, twisting the torso toward our right and extending the right arm high to the sky. Modified side plank. You can adjust this right leg any way that you'd like in order to make it feel better. And we want to bring that left hip up. Think about pressing into the pinky portion of the left, or that pinky knuckle of that left foot, more so than the left heel. Reach, reach, reach high to the sky. We're going to exhale to float the hands down. Step the right foot back. Move through your vinyasa by lowering to the floor on toes or knees. Inhale, peeling up into your back bend. And exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Take a round of breath here in dog. Just going to take off my sweatshirt. Let's inhale, coming high on the balls of our feet. Gaze forward at our hands. And exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, peel up, find your half lift. Exhale to round. And inhale, come all the way to stand. Extend the arms out and up. And then exhale, bring the hands to your heart. We'll move to the other side. Inhale, sit the seat down, lift the arms up, find your chair pose. Do all of the checks, belly in, tailbone back, wiggle the toes. Begin to shift your weight into the left foot now, lifting the right heel off of the mat. Inhale, sink a little bit lower into your chair. Exhale, send the right foot back in space, find your high lunge. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears if your arms are extended. Find that drishti, that point that isn't moving in front of you, to bring your gaze to. Settle into your breath, 3 rounds here. One more round, really reach up through the ring fingers. Exhale, float the hands down to frame the left foot. Step the left foot back halfway down the mat. Turn the left toes out to the left edge of your mat. Bring the right hand forward just a smidge toward the front of your mat. And we're going to spin onto the pinky edge of that right foot as we twist the torso to our left and extend that left arm high. Again, bring your awareness first to that right hip, push it to the sky, and then press into the pinky knuckle of the right foot. Nice big deep breaths here. Doing great. One more breath, reach up through the top hand. Exhale, float it down, step back to your plank. Move through your vinyasa if you'd like, or you can skip it and press back into child's pose. If you found yourself in down dog, go ahead and bring your knees to the mat. Bring the knees as wide as the mat and send the hips back into child's pose. Rest your forehead to the floor. Extend your arms out to the top of the mat, or you can wrap the arms along the legs. Let the hands rest next or onto the feet. And we'll come back to that idea of freedom, that sensation in the body. Can you remember that time or the last time that you felt that? And just keeping your focus on that experience, that feeling that came from that experience, whether it was something that you had just done that was very challenging, or maybe you reacted differently in a relationship that allowed you to feel more in control, or maybe it was something adrenaline induced. Maybe it was something that really got your heart rate going. We all have senses, we all experience that sense of freedom differently. Let's inhale back into our tabletop position, nice and slow. Realign the knees under the hips and the shoulders over the wrists. Take a deep inhale right here in a neutral spine. Tuck the toes, hover the knees, press the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the balls of your feet, gaze forward, and exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply, tuck the chin in, and inhale, roll to stand. We're going to come back into that chair pose. We're going to add in some of those eagle arms though. So ready for this? Here we go. We're going to inhale, sink the hips low, extend the arms high, find that chair. Inhale, bring the arms out wide. Exhale, cross the right underneath the left and find your eagle arms, whether it be that double twist where the palms meet, maybe the backs of the hands, or if you're feeling any shoulder discomfort, you can hold opposite shoulders, okay? Okay, so here in our chair, we're still sinking the bum low, sending the tailbone back. Just like we did before, we're going to start to come onto the weight of the right foot, okay? Picking the left heel up. If this feels like enough, stay right here. If you'd like to pick that left leg up, cross it over the right, you could do that. And you could even bring those left toes out to the right as a little kickstand. Or you can tuck the left toes behind the right calf. Keep squeezing it all in and sinking low. This is that sensation of control and tightness, right? Here is our polarity. Take another deep inhale, sink the bum a little bit lower. Exhale, untwist, bring the arms and legs wide into a nice, beautiful starfish. Fingers spread, pressing out, and then let it all go. So those two opposites, right? Contracting and pulling it in tight and then really letting it extend out. Here we go to the other side. Inhale, sink the bum low, sweep the arms high, chair pose. Belly is in, yeah. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, this time left under right. Find the twist and notice how one side is going to be different than the other. No problem, right? Just make whatever adjustment is necessary. Okay, here we go. We're going to shift now the weight into the left foot. Pick the right heel up. Stay here if this is enough, or you can pick the right leg up and over the left leg. Again, kickstand is a great option. You can also tuck those toes behind the calf. Balance is much trickier for me on this side. Okay, keep squeezing everything in toward the center, sinking the hips low. Take another deep inhale here. Exhale, unwind, send the arms high, spread the fingers wide, big old starfish. Take up lots of space, feel the air on all of the body. And then let it go. Let it go, shake it out. Okay, we're gonna come to that again, but we're gonna move our eagle into warrior three. So just right now, think about where we just were in our eagle, and then extending that length into a warrior three position, okay? Okay, so here we go. Inhale, sink the hips low, send the arms high. Next, inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, cross right under the left. Begin to shift the weight into the right foot. Pick the left heel up. Stay here or come into eagle legs. Inhale here. Exhale, sink lower. Inhale, begin to straighten a little so you bring that left leg up and over and begin to send it behind you to warrior three leg. Ooh, super tricky, super tricky. Drop that left hip down just slightly so it's in alignment with the right. Keep breathing. Take another inhale here. Stay with that leg lifted. Let go of the arms. Let them float out to the side. Beautiful. God, you're just so good. Oh my gosh, losing my balance. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left foot meets the right. Good job. Wiggle out the ankles. Inhale, peel up into your half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump to a plank. Move through your vinyasa or press back into child's pose. We'll meet up in downward facing dog. And we're going to come into another version of a side plank. So this time we're going to bring both toes to touch in our downward facing dog. Step your right hand just a palm print further in front of the left. We're going to begin to spin onto the pinky edge of the right foot as we straighten out our body. Left hand can stay on the floor as we or it can peel up toward the sky. Nice big side plank here. Again, bring the awareness to that right hip, pull it up. One more in breath here. You can also always bring that top foot and cross it over onto the mat for some more support. Always a good option. Another deep breath in. Exhale, spin the top hand down. Step into your downward facing dog. And inhale, come to the balls of your feet, gaze at your hands. Exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Extend the arms out and up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, we got to do the other side. Here we go. Inhale, find your chair pose, hips drop, arms lift. Inhale, arms come out to the side. Exhale, left comes under the right. Find your eagle grasp. Begin to bring the weight into the left foot, peel the right heel off. Stay here or find your eagle legs. Keep breathing. Okay, with your next inhale, begin to straighten that left leg, untwist the right, send it back, warrior three. Woo. Bring that right hip down in space so it's parallel with the left. Pull the right toes back toward the face. Extend that right heel back. Nice deep breaths here. Feeling a little wobbly on this side. One more deep breath. Stay with that leg lifted. Release the arms. Nice, big, beautiful bird. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot to the mat. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump to your plank. Move through your vinyasa or skip it. Press into child's pose. We're all going to meet up in downward facing dog. And we're going to move to that side plank on the other side. So bringing our toes together again, stepping the left hand, one hand print forward, and then beginning to spin the body onto the left pinky edge of that left foot. Using that right arm for a little kickstand or peeling it up to the sky. That left hip pulls up. You can always step that right foot in front for a little more support. Nice big deep breaths here. One more inhale, reach through those top fingers. Exhale, spin that top hand down, step back to downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's take a cleansing breath here. Deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Two more just like that. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Last one, deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Bring the knees to the floor, set back into child's pose for just a little breath. And then we're going to come into our last active pose. Come back to your breath. Come back to your intention, whatever you may have set for yourself. And with your next inhale, we'll peel up and find our tabletop again. We're going to move into Wild Thing. So in our tabletop, we're going to step that right arm about 2 hand prints forward, okay? Then we're just going to come and sit onto our right hip. Okay. So this is a kind of a different way to get into a Wild Thing, but I find that it's a little bit more accessible. Okay, so that feels a little bit far out my right arm, so I'm going to pull it in a little bit. So it's out right now so that when we come up, our shoulder would align over our wrist, okay? So we're going to bring this top leg behind us onto the floor. So the sole is flat behind us onto the floor, and we're going to extend the right leg long, okay? So the idea is that we're going to send both hip bones straight up to the sky, okay? So With an inhale, we'll press into this back foot as we lift the hips up and extend the arm up and behind us. This is our wild thing. Take nice deep breaths, feel nice and expansive across the chest. Reach back with that left arm. Take another deep breath here. As you exhale, slowly lower back down. Nice. We're going to swing to the other side. So we'll just swing the legs around. Come onto that left hip. Stacking the knees. Left hand comes out in front of the left shoulder. We'll plug that right foot into the floor behind us and straighten the left leg. Okay. So with an inhale, we'll press into the left hand, raise the hips to the sky, open up along the chest and extend the arm out and back. You can think of this like a nice big waterfall all the way from that left foot across the front body, the chest and down the right fingertips. Keep pressing into that right foot into the floor. If it feels okay, you can tilt your head back. Maybe look at the right fingertips. Take another deep breath in here. And exhale, slowly lower back to the floor. Good job. Okay, swing those legs back around. We're going to take a nice little spinal twist before coming all the way to the floor. So we'll extend the right leg long, bring the left foot to the inside of the left thigh, or we can, or sorry, right thigh, or we can bring the left foot to the outside of the right leg. You can also bend the right knee if you want to and tuck the right foot next to the bum if that doesn't hurt the knee, and you can keep your sits bones onto the earth. From here, we'll just get nice and tall, raise up from the sits bones through the crown of the head. You can hug that left knee, bring the left hand behind us, and begin to twist toward our left. If you'd like a little bit more twist, bring that right elbow to the outside of that left knee. With your inhale, get tall in the spine. And with your exhale, find a little bit deeper of a twist. Let the breath travel up and down the back body, flossing out the spine. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, come back through center, untwist the legs, maybe give them a little shake. And we'll bend the right knee, bring it to the inside, the right foot to the inside of the left leg or the outside, your choice. Before we begin to twist, oh, and you can bend that left foot. Of course, bring it next to the right push, making sure that the sits bones can stay grounded and it doesn't create any pinching in the knees, okay? Before we begin to twist, just find your length. Exhale, begin to twist toward your right, hugging onto that knee or pinning the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right arm can track behind you onto the mat or the floor, and just let your breath find length. And your exhale, find a little bit deeper of a twist. One last inhale here. As you exhale, come back through center, unwind your legs, give them a little shake, shake. And then we're going to come on down to the floor. So make your way all the way down to the mat. Keep your knees bent and soles of the feet on the floor. And then with the palms facing the mat, we're just going to sit right on our hands. So roll onto one cheek, slide the left hand underneath the left cheek, and then slide the right hand underneath the right cheek. Then we're going to bring the forearms and elbows underneath us
and rotate the shoulder blades onto the back. You will already start to feel a little back bend. Extend the legs long if that feels okay. Pressing the back of the head into the mat. We're going to start to press now the elbows into the mat and finding an arch in the chest as the back of our head begins to slide along the mat, maybe so much so that the crown of the head finds the floor, but going very, very slowly and honoring whatever feels best in our neck. This is our fish pose, just doing a nice big chest opening since we were finding ourselves in that eagle pose time and again. One last big inhale. Excuse me, as you exhale, begin to slowly lower your body back to the earth. Release the hands from underneath the tush. And then we're going to come into another chest opening, a front body opening of bridge pose. So both knees are bent, feet, soles of feet on the floor. Hands might, fingertips might brush the heels, they may not. Really what's important is that your ankles are underneath your knees. Okay, palms flat on the floor, gaze is up at the sky. Make sure that there's a nice space between your neck and the floor so that we're not compressing the cervical spine into the ground. With your next inhale, press your feet into the mat as we lift the hips toward the sky, bringing the chest toward the chin, and continue to press the back of the head into the mat. Keep breathing into this posture, opening up the front of the body here. Another inhale. Exhale, slowly lower your spine, one vertebra at a time, like a string of pearls. Just laying them along the floor. Let the sacrum be the last to touch down. Bring the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees come in to touch. We're going to do that bridge pose one more time. But right now, we're just releasing any tension in the low back. Okay, setting up for bridge pose again. Bring those feet underneath your knees, flat to the floor. Palms face down next to the hips. This time, if it feels okay, before we lift, let's roll onto one shoulder and tuck the other shoulder blade on our back, and then rotate and do the other side as well. So now you might have a little bit of a bridge between your shoulders. Your tailbone should still be on the floor. With your next inhale, press into the mat, lift the hips up. See if you can grasp your hands underneath your bum. If you can't, no big deal, but if you can, you might be able to walk your shoulders just a little bit closer together, creating a little bit more of an arch and allowing your chest to open up maybe a little bit more along the front. Keep pressing the head into the floor, nice space between the neck and the mat. Bring your awareness to your knees. Notice if they've tried to splay out to the side and see if you can bring them back in alignment with the hips. Take another deep breath in, fill up that belly. As you exhale, begin to lower back down, releasing one shoulder first, then the other. Release the grasp of the hands, and then roll down through the spine, nice and slowly. Bring your feet as wide as the mat again, and then this time just let the knees windshield wiper to one side and then the other. Or if you liked just letting the knees knock in toward the center line, that's good too. Both are just a way to release tension in that low back. Bring the feet back underneath the knees. Knees are still bent. And then just lift the feet up so that the knees are still in alignment with the hips, right over the hips. And then place your hands right over the kneecaps. Take a little circle in one direction, massaging out the low back a little bit more. Sacrum love here. And then switch directions. And then if there's another pose that you'd like to get into your practice this morning, now would be a good time to do it. But if you're feeling ready for Shavasana, we'll go ahead and pull the knees in toward the chest. Maybe bring the forehead up toward the knees and squeeze together like a nice big ball. Take a deep breath in, feel the tightness, feel the contraction that you're creating with your body at the top of the inhale. Hold the breath. Get to that place of stress, of uncomfort, discomfort. When you're ready to let go, exhale it out the mouth. Let the body go wide, the feet go to the right and the left. Arms take up lots of space. If you're feeling like you need a little bit more energy for your day, you can keep your palms face up. If you feel like you need to you have enough energy, you want a little bit more groundedness, go ahead and face the palms face down. Let your breathing slow. Let your body soften. We'll take a quick little body scan, head to toe. Releasing any residual tension that we're holding. Starting at the crown of your head. Imagine if your skull plates could soften. And then moving down, soften the space between your eyebrows, your cheekbones, the space behind your ears. Wiggle your jaw maybe slightly from side to side. The tongue rest on the bottom of the mouth. Let go of any weight you're carrying in your shoulders. Let them be really heavy. Let your elbows and arms, hands relax. Let your hips soften. Your knees release tension. Let your ankles relax and your toes be soft. Let a whole feeling of softness just wave over your body. Hold some space for silence for just a couple minutes before you hear my voice again. Bring some awareness back to the body. Pull a deeper breath into the system. Find some gentle movements in your hands and your feet. And if it feels good, you can stretch your arms above your head and maybe cat stretch from side to side. When you're ready, you can roll to one side. Let your arm be a pillow. Pull the knees in just a little bit. And keeping the gaze soft or the eyes closed, gently make your way to a comfortable seat.
You come to your seat, bring the hands in front of the heart and begin to rub the palms together. Bring a little warmth into the hands. And then place the palm of the hands over the eyes. Let the fingertips rest on the hairline. Just sealing in our practice and letting the warmth wash down over the system. And then we'll pull the hands back away from the eyes. Let the light of your environment in gently into the eyes and into the body. Hands return to the heart. I'll close our time together with the sound of Om. If you'd like to join me, you're more than welcome to. And know that you're always welcome to just listen. We'll inhale together before inhaling for Om. Inhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. And inhaling for the sound of Om. The idea of freedom is only attainable when you know the opposite. And the opposite can be something that we don't wish for, that we don't enjoy, that may be traumatizing. But unfortunately or fortunately, without those moments, we really don't have the opposite. We don't know the sense of freedom. We don't feel it in our bodies. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. The darkness in me sees and honors the darkness in you. The light and divine in me sees and honors the light and divine in you as well. Thank you, Gabrielle. Namaste.
Good